He is the one person at the center of the story of what happened on January 6th. So we want to hear from him.
The special U.S. House Committee investigating the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol voted on Thursday to subpoena former President Donald Trump in an effort to compel him to testify under oath about his actions on the day his supporters stormed the seat of Congress in an effort to halt the certification of the 2020 presidential election.
The question is on agreeing to the resolution. Those in favor will say aye.
Aye. Aye.
The 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans unanimously voted for the subpoena at the end of a more than 2-hour public hearing where the members made the case, supported by recorded testimony from some of the former president's closest advisors at the time, that Trump intended to deny his possible defeat even before Election Day, that he promoted false election claims that his advisors told him were unsupported by evidence, and failed to call off supporters he'd been warned were armed and prepared for violence once they'd breached the Capitol. Here's Democratic Representative Adam Schiff.
The president knew the crowd was angry because he had stoked that anger. He knew that they believed that the election had been rigged and stolen because he had told them falsely that it had been rigged and stolen. And by the time he incited that angry mob to march on the Capitol, he knew they were armed and dangerous.
And the committee shared for the first time previously unseen footage of congressional leaders, including Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi,
they're breaking windows and going in.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, and Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell, huddling and making frantic phone calls to cabinet members, governors, and even Vice President Mike Pence in an effort to get nearby National Guard units to clear the Capitol of rioters.
We have some senators who are still in their hideaways. They need massive personnel now. Can you get the Maryland National Guard to come too?
Democratic committee member Jamie Raskin said the footage showed elected leaders doing all the things Trump did not as the riot was underway.
All of them did what President Trump was not doing, what he simply refused to do.
Donald Trump is unlikely to comply with the subpoena and has called the January 6th committee hearing a partisan witch hunt. The upcoming November midterm elections could likely hand control of the House and its committees to Republicans, many of whom echoed Trump's false claims of election fraud. In that case, the committee would likely be dissolved and the subpoena for Trump quashed. Republican Liz Cheney, who lost a primary challenge to a Republican supported by Trump, said that, nevertheless, they would seek the truth on behalf of the American people.
Without accountability, it all becomes normal, and it will recur. So as we watch the evidence today, please consider where our nation is in its history. Consider whether we can survive for another 246 years.